Murli notes, 12th January 2023. What is the meaning of making someone into a deity? In fact, the word deity is misleading. The Hindi word devta means a giver. Its opposite is levta, a taker. Who are these people who are called deities? What is the difference between Manush and Devta? Manush is a mortal. Devta is said to be immortal. That means there is no fear of death or of sin. You leave your body by your own volition, having recognized that your time has come. You are pure and virtuous, being aligned with your original quintessence. You are aligned with God and in your power. Shiv Baba is taking up his title of Ustad. Ustad means a master teacher of highest skills. The proof of someone who knows is that they communicate their knowledge to others. The proof of having communicated knowledge is that the student becomes both knowledgeable and skillful. The Bhagavad Gita defines yoga as skill in action. Skill in action means to know the philosophy of karma in all its depth and subtlety, and to be skilled in its application. One of Baba's teaching methods is to make concepts clear by showing pairs of opposites. You can understand a concept by comparison to its opposite. Valuable information can be recognized when it is placed on a foil. A foil means a contrasting background. For example, you can appreciate the beauty of a diamond best when it is displayed on dark-colored velvet. Why is meditation the highest form of karma? When you do an act which is beneficial for someone, they come into your obligation. There is a karmic bond. When you are linked to God in meditation, you become a conduit for God to project His energy into the world. There is much benefit for others, but since you are a conduit and not the source, your karmic bond is with God and not with the beneficiaries. Consequently, there is no obligation, no bond. Your karma is with God directly. When you bring yourself into karmic bonding with God, your relationship with people becomes progressively more neutral. Your beneficial action is neutral because it is indirect karma with people and a direct karma with God. Otherwise, your karma is direct with people and indirect with God. This is clarified in the case of what is considered punya karma or philanthropy on the path of bhakti. This is to do beneficial karma for someone or for a group of people in the name of God. Your karma is direct with the beneficiaries and indirect with God. Consequently, the benefit to you is correspondingly less. The ultimate motivation in human life is to benefit. If you benefit at the expense of others, ultimately you go into loss. However, many abuse this concept using faulty logic to manipulate others into functioning as slaves or slave labor by misrepresenting the philosophy of karma. Using intelligence to deceive others results in loss. This also creates political turmoil and causes social collapse. A ruler is in place to function as the server of the people. Baba teaches Raj Yoga so that people can acquire the skill of the server king. This creates a socially balanced and sustainable social hierarchy. Why do people dislike hierarchy? When there is a history of abuse of power, it causes people to assume that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Corruption implies exploitation. There are 3 ways to become a king. One is by military conquest, second is by inheritance, and third is by service. If you become a king by military conquest, you are likely to be motivated by fear. If you become a king by inheritance, you may be motivated by ego. Baba teaches you the skills of becoming a king by service. Service means benefiting people. The best karma that results in becoming a king through service is to receive and transmit the knowledge and power that comes direct from God. By your own power, you cannot do this. You are too weak. This is the skill Baba teaches. To serve means to empower people. Knowledge is power. An educator who enables others to develop their intelligence, to gain their independence, to live in freedom and balance, rules in circumstances of natural order and harmony. This is based on an understanding of balance. It is said, a lawmaker cannot be a lawbreaker. You rule by example. The origin of this is Swaraj. Swaraj means independence and freedom. It does not mean to rule over yourself. Ruling yourself implies that you are divided against yourself and use your power to keep your negative aspects in check. This is an antagonistic relationship with the self. If you practice Raj Yoga from a religious perspective, you will end up in opposition to yourself. This is fundamentally weak and exposes you to external influences. In that case, it would be considered silver-aged. A golden-aged approach is more integrated. There is inner balance and harmony. The soul is not making effort to correct the self, but to be the real self in your own power, unconcerned about public opinion. Since you know that public opinion is the most unreliable source of information and social attitudes, you remain in harmony with yourself and with God. The public may not like this, but God will like this. Om Shanti.